All right, well, this is interesting for sure. Hello, Sting fans. Welcome to game number 6. Sorry we missed the pre-show. I've been traveling afar today. Made it here just in time for puck drop, but here we are, 2-0 right now in favor of the Windsor Spitfires. Been a real interesting first period. I got to say, both shots on goal low for both these teams. 8 for Windsor and 5 for us. And coming from afar as well, my friend Nick Moss. Welcome back, Nick.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, you've been coming to several of the last games, even like pre-playoff season. Before we talk about tonight, Jay Peckham's going to be joining me, but have you seen like some growth from this team, though, in the last little while, the Sarnia Sting, to where they are now?
I've seen tremendous growth within this organization. Again, they're a really young team, but I've seen a lot of confidence in these guys, especially with the couple wins that we've had underneath their belt. They just needed to get the playoffs and get ready and start playing.
Here's what I'm seeing a bit tonight, and I'm going to ask Jay Peckham this too, but 2-0 right now. The second goal coming in the latter part, like the last minute of this period, I think. There's been a lot of scuffling and scrambling out there already. Do you get the impression that, okay, here we are, we got the 2 goals against the Sting. Now we just rough them up a bit, because if we can tire them out tonight, we win. Mm-hmm. The Sarnia Sting has to win tonight to take it back down to Windsor.
Yeah, I see a lot of that, and it's a desperate play of hockey right there, trying to get underneath their skin, and obviously tire them out is a huge thing. It's starting to look like playoff hockey out there. This is definitely it looks like the do-or-die game that we were all anticipating going into today's game. Yeah, well, game number 6 speaks volumes for what could happen tonight against the Sarnia Sting.
So we'll take that on to what comes after the next period. Nick, thanks for joining me.
Thank you again.
Pass those off over to our friend Jay Peckham, because I know he's got lots to say. Come on, Jay Peckham. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy is right.
I was looking for you. I didn't see you, but you got a different jersey on tonight,
yes.
So maybe I just can't see that
I'm not
far.
the big yellow guy in the middle of section 108 anymore.
I did. There was a part of me that's like, because I came all the way from Kitchener.
Oh, did you? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I've been gone since 5:30 this morning. Got it down here. Made it just in time for. I got out of the car. I said, "Bye, Jay." My son.
Nice.
Made it in time for puck drop. I did not want to miss tonight's game, because
no, not at all.
This is I think a lot of Sting fans were really hoping for this. Talk about a team that has had a lot of last chances in the season and getting to playoffs, but we've seen them with their last chances just keep pulling it out of their hat. Do we see the Sting pulling it out tonight?
Well, you know what I mean. As a Sting fan, Dave, that's always my hope.
I know that's what you want.
That's what I'd like. We've talked about it all season long. I think they do have the skill set to do it. They do have the personnel to do it. But, I mean, a lot of things got to come together to pull out a winning game against the number 1 team in the conference. And I think, Windsor is clearly frustrated to the fact that, the number 8 team is
they don't
kind of giving them the
far.
Gears. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, you don't want to go charging at the schoolyard bully
but there seems to be more than what we've seen with Windsor here in our home. Like I was just saying to Nick, like they're up 2-0 right now. The second goal came in the last minute of play of the period.
Yeah.
They've got there it is. There's those 2 goals that we've talked about before. If you can get those 2 on the Sarnia Sting, and they've been so rough out there, rougher than I think we've seen Windsor with this team in the playoffs.
Well, and let's not forget that the referees have effectively put away their whistles in that particular period, and then the only whistle they do call is, it's against Sarnia. Okay, I get it.
All right, get it out of your
didn't
system.
Quite get cross-checking out of that. I don't understand. But, I mean, when I talk about the referees and the fair play and protecting the players and things like that, what happens when the refs are not properly doing their job, the kind of stuff, the kind of malarkey that's going on out there right now, that's what happens. Windsor gets to play their style of game, which is let's just, they're the 1978 Broad Street Bullies for crying out loud.
There we go.
At this point, really, they are. There's a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, a lot of stick malarkey. There's, all kinds of things going on. I'm not saying Sarnia is innocent, but what I'm saying is that if you let it go, it will just keep going, and it'll end up getting worse. Especially as the time clicks away, and the urgency becomes more and more important.
All right.
You'll find that if it's not, if they're not doing it right the way they should be, it'll get out of hand quick.
All right. Well, we'll see if anything of that you call malarkey changes in the second period.
Yeah,
in the
malarkey.
meantime, there's a hockey game going on out there, and we're seeing a lot some fighting and some roughing, and there's a lot of piling up going on out there.
Yep.
This is the last chance for the Sarnia Sting
Sure
to stay
it
in the
is.
playoffs.
Sure
so
it is.
Let's get our 2 goals, as Windsor has done, and now we'll keep trying to score goals, but we're going to really try to tire out Sarnia, and we're going to take out a few of those guys, hopefully, that we've seen in the past, and they're getting under the skin.
Yep.
If we can tire them out, we got this. Is that what the strategy might be for Windsor?
I think that might be part of that. I think, again, we've talked about depth on the Windsor team, right? They have lots of players to choose from, right? So if they got to play a man down, they've got this plethora.
Yeah.
And I did just use plethora.
Wow, you're like Lee Cunningham. You're looking up words.
But they've got a lot of guys to choose from,
Yeah.
to put out on those special teams or to, sort of pile up a little bit
And
extra.
quite
forward
honestly, mix it up if they want, because
Absolutely.
they've got those choice
They
just
do.
to throw a curveball in there, right?
I don't know that Sarnia is as deep in terms of those choices, so when we got a guy out in the penalty box or injured or whatever else may happen, we're going to have a tougher time of it after the fact, I think. And so that's got to be really weighing on Sarnia right now, because
For sure.
I think, is it possible for us to come back from 2-0? Yeah, absolutely.
We've seen this team do
it
more than one occasion.
And I think, the strategy for Sarnia really here is, and I was saying to my guys in the section was, if we can just stay out of the penalty box, keep our heads cool.
We've been saying that for a while.
Well, I know, but if we can do that, like if we can accomplish that, then we got a chance, because I think that what's going to happen is the more we stay cool, the more frustrated Windsor's going to get.
Well, we've seen that happen in the past.
And we've seen that happen. And I think, that's where opportunity is going to present itself for us.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Well, that's why you're here.
As a matter of fact, that's exactly
Maybe a few others' opinions, not just yours. Okay, now the shots on goal pretty low for both of these teams. So,
right? Quite, as a matter of fact.
Like for both, honestly, 8 and 5,
Well, I think we had a great start. The first probably 5 minutes of hockey, I think the Sting really dominated quite well. They were coming out, they were executing their game, and they were playing it hard. And
something
we did
something changed though about 5 minutes in. I think.
Yeah,
I think there was. I don't know if there's nerves going on out there too. Ben Gaudreau said at the last post-game press conference. Did I say that right? He was asked how do you feel going into a game? Blah blah blah. He goes, honestly, I never feel good going into a game. He was being honest. I get nervous. I blah, I blah, right?
Blah.
So the nerves. To the point of the nerves are out there.
Sure they are.
And somebody who's doing great like Ben Gaudreau is, then only imagine the younger fellas on these team. It's playoff hockey. Whew, I can't believe we're here. We're overwhelmed. Whatever else is going on there, that's got to play a role in what is going to come resulting tonight.
And you know what? I don't know that they're necessarily in the I can't believe that we're here kind of stage. I think, honestly,
I just mean overwhelmed by it.
Sure, but I think that I think they are the Sting are absolutely in a position they were not expecting to be in. When you have the number 8 team going up against the number 1 team, I mean, it's typically a foregone conclusion.
Well, that's why there's
You know what I mean?
betting.
But that win in Windsor last night was, oh my goodness. I mean, I was watching on telly, and I know there's some people in my section that they actually went to the WFCU Center and saw the game. And when Ty scored that point in overtime and picked up that goal from up the left side, oh my goodness, it was pandemonium.
I can imagine.
Like
That's a large arena for
how exciting was that, right? So, truthfully, I didn't expect Sarnia to be here, but good for them for being there. You know, I mean,
go ahead and keep proving us wrong. Huge
props to the team for pulling out what they have so far against the number one team in our conference. You know, we clearly have their number at the moment.
We have seen them play some tough teams. Sioux Greyhounds, one of them in there as well, where we have come out on top.
Sure, London Knights. We've had their number all season,
And, out of the 4 out of 10 times that we played Windsor in regular season, we did win.
Yep.
I've said it before, and this isn't to put down this thing, we've won by 1 or 2. When they won by a whole bunch. But you only need to win by 1 to win.
You do.
Right?
Only need to be,
that doesn't really matter here. Hey, look at last night, 3-2.
Absolutely.
So we know that this can happen here tonight. And what a change, how a pendulum would swing the other way if the Sarnia Sting win tonight. They get the opportunity to go back to Windsor for Game 7.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
This has been an exciting playoff series.
That would be 100%.
Regardless what happens.
Regardless of what happens, I agree 100%. This has been an amazing series. And it's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think some of the keys to the next period is really we got to stop playing on the boards.
Stay out of the penalty box.
Stay out of the penalty box. And we need to get guys open in front of the net for Windsor. And
the boards.
We got to be hitting
really
some of those. They really are.
Once we get and we've never been good at.
No,
this team has never been good at that. And they've proven when they win, it's when they're playing out front.
Well, it's tough,
and clearing out there.
Well, I wouldn't want these guys mashing me into the boards either.
Windsor could take their skates off. I still couldn't look them in the eye.
I did. Fair enough. They got some big guys.
Nor would I want to, right? So.
And when they're hitting, you can hear it on the boards. I mean, these are not lightweights,
right.
And
for sure.
So it'll take a toll on you. But we need to play some that good old-fashioned open ice hockey.
Right.
We need some of our guys to get open, and we gotta just stop chopping at the puck, those little chop thing. That one, I think in the first 5 minutes of the game, like I said, we had a great first 5 minutes, and I think part of that was that we were making passes, we were making a few stretch passes, we weren't playing on the boards, we weren't doing the little one-handed choppy things.
That's not how you win.
We were controlling the puck, and we were playing a lot in their end.
All right.
I think that's the recipe for this.
All right, well, coming up, we're starting with a penalty, but hopefully we can kill that off and get things at least tied up and then some. Coming out into the second period, of course, we'll have post-game press conference regardless of the outcome here tonight. Jay Peckham will join me back here again. So thanks to all of you for watching. I'm David Burrows on behalf of my friend Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!